Hey, what's going on? Berm here with a post-commentary video. I don't usually do post-com. I prefer to do live-com, both recording it and watching it. I don't like watching post-com because Pokemon YouTubers can just say that they expected something to happen when there's no way they expected that to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. If something weird happens in a battle or something lucky happens, I will tell you. I promise that is what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, this week, I couldn't live record any of my battles, but I did record the gameplay so that I would be able to come back, post commentary, and still upload some stuff, some content for my people who are following. Speaking of followers, we're almost to 200, so if you're watching and you're excited to see me take on the ranked ladder, trying to get top 100 with this Gengar team, and various other teams along the way, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, but definitely subscribe because we're so close to 200 subscribers. That'd be so cool to hit that in the relative future. I believe at time of recording, we're at 185, so 15 more. Be one of those 15. Be one of the cool kids. Get under the top 200 first subscribers. Yeah, I'm assuming I included this video because they're using a Crawdon. When do you ever see that? Because they had Sableye on their team, I obviously wanted to lead with Indeedee. Psychic Terrain stopped them from doing anything with Sableye that I didn't want to happen. Additionally, I think I clocked that they had a lot of dark types on their team, so I opted to go with Togekiss. This is going to be really interesting. I do not remember these battles that well, so I'm sort of just going to be commentating my reaction to what choices I made a couple days ago when I recorded this. Is this interesting? Should this be an entire series? Yeah, and it's in real time, the recording too, so it's not like it's the old battle replay where there's no time in between where the moves were done. This is like full time to think about the moves. I do remember Dynamaxing Togekiss turn 1, and I believe I probably went for a follow me, right? I don't even remember what I just clicked. I just watched it happen and I don't remember it. Yep, follow me. And most likely, I wanted to kill the Crawdon because I just knew that in Psychic Terrain, Sableye is not going to be a threat. So yeah, I went for the Crawdon there. Didn't want to have to deal with anything happening there. Crawdon typically can run Choice Band, it can run Dragon Dance. You don't see it that often, but when you do, it hits hard. And I wasn't about to try and deal with that. Hey, also, by the way, because I am post-commentating this, I took it as an opportunity to try and use some different background music than usual. It is not the in-game music. This is Glitch City. A lot of PokeTubers use her music, so go ahead and check that out if you like this jam. It is a black and white remix, I believe, Relic Castle. Pretty cool. They bring in Darmanitan, which is obviously scary. It can threaten my Togekiss. However, I still have a follow me user on the field, so my choice is going to be to go for follow me, so we don't have to worry about this Darmanitan. They switch into their Aegislash here. Again, this is why I brought Togekiss. I knew I had Heat Wave and I knew I had Dazzling Gleam, and literally those two moves alone are super effective against every single Pokemon they brought, every single Pokemon we've seen so far. They go for the Icicle Crash into my Indeedee. It is a physically defensive Indeedee with a Psychic Seed to help out with that special defense as well. So this is just a very bulky Indeedee set. It's not speedy. It's not a speedy Indeedee. Oh man, I hate postcom. We're gonna take out the Darmanitan. I wanted to get the speed boost in case this thing was Choice Scarfed. That way, if it killed my Indeedee, we'd still be faster than it on the next turn. I actually don't think that'd be true unless they Dynamaxed. I don't remember how exactly that works. They bring their Sableye back out. I'm still not scared because we have the... Oh, no, we don't. Psychic Terrain is no longer up. This is Misty Terrain. But I think I remember that this guy sort of assumes that Psychic Terrain is still up and doesn't go for... Maybe he goes for Quash here? Is this so exciting to listen to? It must be. I want to listen to a PokeTuber commentate a battle that he recorded days ago. And doesn't remember what he was doing or talking about. And then I want to watch all of the decision time in between. They obviously haven't Dynamaxed yet, so this is going to be their Aegislash. You rarely see Aegislash Dynamax, and there's a reason for it. It's because Aegislash's whole thing is that it can switch in and out of offensive mode and defensive mode, and it can't do that when it's Dynamaxed. If it's still defensive mode when it Dynamaxes, it'll stay defensive mode Dynamax turn 1, but then after it attacks, it will stay that way, and Max Guard does not switch it back. That's a whole reason, honestly, why Aegislash is not as good as it was in past generations. But that's what we're looking at here. We're going to hit this Aegislash super hard, by which I mean not hard at all, because it was in its defense mode still. I believe it had a weakness policy, yep. That's scary if, again, you don't have a Follow Me user still on the field. They're going to go for Follow Me. They can't switch back into defense mode after this, so with the sun up, even though we're going to lose our Dynamax next turn, it's hard to be scared of this Aegislash moving forward. That's our first death. I'm totally honest when I tell you, I do not remember which of these battles that I win and which that I lose. But I do feel good about this just based on the Pokemon that I brought. I feel confident that, Incineroar here to lower the physical attack, which is usually what you'll see in a doubles Aegislash. You'll see a physical attacker because of Shadow Sneak. And yeah, I'm still not scared of that. Sableye, if a Sableye is still sticking around and it's part of their last 2 Pokemon, it's typically not a huge threat. In certain scenarios, that's not true, but it's not doing the damage, right? So if they only have one attacker on the field, especially if it's Dynamax, they can't attack both of your Pokemon, so it's okay to feel comfortable here. They quashed my Togekiss, meaning if Incineroar didn't just demolish Aegislash there, it's a Jolly Incineroar, which comes in handy more often than you'd think, to outspeed other Incineroar, and also just like surprise some Pokemon that are otherwise slower than Incineroar. Oh god, what was I saying before? Oh, it would have hit my Togekiss really hard, would have killed my Togekiss. But it just wouldn't have mattered. I still had a Pokemon in the back. Hey, changed my trainer card. Let me know if you like it. You can see we were pretty high up in the ladder for that one. Jumped down from 7,000. Got the hell out of the 7,000s after that battle. Again, it's going to be hopping around. I don't totally know. There are definitely battles missing in between the different battles that we're going to be talking about, and so if the next time we jump numbers they don't match up exactly, like that is why. This is not the battle I played immediately after that one, in other words. Oh, this was a fun battle. I remember this one being very interesting because of the Hitmonlee. You look at this team, and really what it is the Hitmonlee is an Unburden user, and it's got a Sylveon, so they can quick attack into their Hitmonlee, which is really interesting and weird. Additionally, they have a Meowstic, which is a Prankster user. All of those things made me want to bring Indeedee right away, just to stop any weird priority move strats that they wanted to bring. I do remember bringing Indeedee for that reason. And then also looking at their team, they're very weak to Gengar. So, Hitmonlee, Sylveon, and Meowstic, and Mimikyu, if you can get the right turns against it, don't like seeing Gengar. Not Bunnelby. Diggersby likes Gengar, but we do have the air balloon, so they would have to hit me first, and obviously Gengar cannot be hit by any normal type moves. So, yeah, I felt comfortable bringing Gengar to that battle. Didn't clock which other Pokemon I brought there, and I'm live recording this. But again, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't remember how all these go. We're just going to keep rolling. This is interesting in this scenario. I'm wondering why they brought the Mimikyu. I think they probably are going to try and Trick Room. No, that's not true. The rest of their team does not fit a Trick Room. With Diggersby and with Heliolisk, no, they're not going to Trick Room. They're probably going to attack Gengar. Which is why I wanted to try and lock them in. I wasn't scared of Hitmonlee whatsoever. Hitmonlee, I wanted to try and trap it at all costs. Or just take it out with a Psychic. and I wanted to hit the Mimikyu. If I outspeed Mimikyu, so if I can Dynamax and live a hit from it, like if it wants to go for a Shadow Claw here, then I can pop its, Mega Gengar. Gigantamax Gengar looks so sick. Every single time I see it, I'm like surprised by its animation. If I can pop its Disguise, live a hit, and then hit it first on the next turn, then I can take it out. And the only risk there was that Mimikyu was the one to Dynamax, and I just thought that wasn't very likely. Usually Mimikyu wants to use its first turn with Disguise to like Swords Dance or Trick Room or something. It's rare that a Mimikyu will... and they went for a Throat Chop with Hitmonlee, which is very interesting. A Throat Chop with a Kick animation, which is very cool, very cool. Psychic is just going to take Hitmonlee out in one hit there. I am definitely interested in trying to use that Hitmonlee Sylveon strategy that this person was clearly capable of taking advantage. They could, you just weakness policy on your Hitmonlee, quick attack into it, and then it's just like a super fast, strong Hitmonlee. They took out Indeedee there by going for a Leech Life, which you rarely see, but that is fine by me because Gengar not getting hit by a Ghost move there is incredible. We still have the Psychic Terrain up too, so this Meowstic can't even para my Gengar. It can still para Togekiss if it wants to. But we'll see what it goes for. It can also use a Psychic move and be super effective against Gengar, but I just wasn't expecting it to be a offensive threat. I did just want to get rid of it in case it went for screens or something, because you could still set up screens with, or you could go for like a Yawn into Togekiss. I just didn't want to deal with that, so I decided to target it here. And since I have a Follow Me user, I wasn't afraid of what Mimikyu was going to do. So there's the G-Max Terror into the Meowstic. Takes that out in one hit, no problem. One hit, no problem. There's the Trick Room, and that is what I was afraid of. Yeah, when I started commentating this, I was like, there's no way they brought Trick Room. But that Mimikyu has a Trick Room on it. Maybe it's honestly to like, I've brought Trick Room on a team that wasn't built for Trick Room just to counteract other Trick Room teams. So maybe that's why it's on there, and it just saw it as advantageous to bring it since they had Sylveon here. I'm going to Follow Me. I'm going to G-Max Terror into the Mimikyu. I want to get rid of it. I don't want this Mimikyu to be able to kill my Gengar. Of course, that... that's the fear here. I do feel comfortable, though, because of the Sylveon. The Sylveon can't kill Gengar. Gengar resists it. Boy, it is hard to remember battles when you've played so many since. Because I followed Mead, I'm not scared of what the Mimikyu can do, and I don't think that Sylveon can take out Togekiss here. Actually, Mimikyu's slower. Oh, was this the game that they had the room service on their Mimikyu? I think that's what just happened. I'm not paying attention well enough. Oh man, I just wanted to get content up, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, yeah, so that worked out well. We were able to protect our Gengar there by at least using the weakness policy, or not the weakness policy, using the Follow Me to pull away the attention from our Gengar. However, you'll see that Max Doom did not kill the Mimikyu there, which is a problem. Incineroar has to come in here to try and lower the attack stat. Oh, I remember what happens in this game. Okay. Yeah, this is a good, sorry. I feel like I just remembered the ending to a movie that no one else has seen, and I'm trying so hard not to spoil it. Okay, yes, we're gonna go for a Throat Chop into the Mimikyu to take it out. Okay? If we can take out this Mimikyu, then we're good to go. And if we can just protect the Gengar with the Intimidate, lowering their attack, I don't think that Mimikyu can take out Gengar through the Protect. We'll see if I'm right. Again, this is a Jolly Incineroar, so it is going to underspeed Room Service Mimikyu in Trick Room. I was right. they could not kill through the Protect. I was gravely wrong about something else. I was gravely wrong about the concept that, well, we'll watch what Hyper Voice does to Incineroar first. Okay, takes neutral damage there, but obviously not very bulky. Throat Chop's not going to kill Mimikyu. Did you think the Throat Chop would kill Mimikyu from that HP? Flare Blitz should have been the play there every single day of the week. I actually don't know if we'd killed Mimikyu there with Flare Blitz. They still might have killed Gengar with Hyper Voice. But we just won't ever know. It's impossible now that we can't outspeed this this Mimikyu under Trickery. And it's a real problem because their Sylveon is also going to underspeed the Incineroar. Their play to go for Trick Room really switched the entire momentum for them, and my failure to go for the Flare Blitz there to kill them. Actually, you know what? No, that would have. I think they would have had it either way. Even if we'd gone for Flare Blitz, I think that the Hyper Voice after the Throat Spray would have still done us in and killed our Gengar. So you see, we dropped some points there. If I've learned one thing about recording this series, it's that it is so hard to climb the ladder. I have consistently stayed 5 games over 500 in my record, and I still just flounder back and forth. I make a little bit of headway every now and then, but if you lose 2 games in a row, it's so disheartening because you just drop back to where you began. And it's also all about the people they pair you up against. If you get paired up against a low player, like a low-ranked player, a good player, you will gain so many points, and you will rise up in the ranks so much faster. It's a really weird. It's hard. Some games mean so much more than other games. Is basically what I'm saying. This is going to be a Sun team in this game. There's also fear of Trick Room there with the Rhyperior. I don't really care. I just know that my best Pokemon to take this on is going to be the Rotom, and I just need to figure out who I want to bring that's going to stop that Venusaur, which is the only threat to my Rotom. Look at their team. I can set Rain. I can take out the Torkoal, the Charizard, the Togekiss, and the Rhyperior in one shot with this Rotom, and it's really just the Venusaur that I have to be scared of. So I chose to bring my Whimsicott, which can taunt the Venusaur and see if it can stop it from using Sleep Powders. I believe that's what my thought process was going here. It can also help outspeed certain Pokemon, although I think Rotom naturally outspeeds Charizard, I believe. I really love this sweatshirt. I'd like to talk about that for a second. I really love when I realized that the Gengar is misprinted on the sweatshirt and that it's really sort of derpy looking. I knew I needed to make it my trainer card, especially if I was using a Mega Gengar team. That was my strategy there. I really wanted to kill him with looks. Again, if you can get inside your opponent's head before the battle even starts, just by having a better trainer card, that can genuinely win you a battle. It can be the point of success or defeat in a battle right off the bat. So I do want all of my viewers to keep that in mind. They're gonna max into Charizard. Obviously, if Charizard leads turn 1, 99 out of 100 times that Charizard's gonna Dynamax turn 1, Gigantamax turn 1. It's also a shiny Gigantamax Charizard, so they probably cheated to get it. I say that as someone who has a legitimate shiny Gigantamax Charizard. So really, who am I to point fingers? I didn't cheat to get mine. However, I am 1,000% sure they cheated to get theirs. Shiny Gigantamax Charizards don't exist as far as I'm concerned. I believe I went for Taunt turn 1 to stop them. They're going to max guard on the first turn, which is smart. Oh no, I Tailwinded on the first turn because I wanted to get rid of that Charizard. I remember what happens. I maxed Lightning so I could stop Sleep Powder from being a factor in the future against non-floating Pokemon, but they just missed their Sleep Powder against my Rotom, which puts me in Tailwind over this Charizard. And now I need to decide, do I think they're going to go for Sleep Powder again? I could taunt into their Venusaur, or I could fake Tears into the Charizard. And what I decide to do is, I try to taunt the Venusaur. No. I'm watching myself double guess myself. This is so annoying. Do I fake Tears the Charizard? Click. Damn it. Click. You're running out of time, Will. I'm going to max Lightning into Charizard to set the terrain. Because at any point in time, if I kill this Charizard, then they're just going to bring out Torkoal. That's why I was like, I should probably just set Electric Terrain instead of setting Rain. The problem being, of course, that now the Venusaur could Sleep Powder again. I just didn't think that it would. I think ultimately I was like, I don't think it's going to go for another Sleep Powder. I think it's going to go for a Grass move instead. Try to get some damage off now that they missed first turn with the Sleep Powder. That's usually my strategy. If I miss first turn with Sleep Powder, I try to go with something else. Yeah, they went for Energy Ball. I try to go with something else. I don't usually want to go for... Look how much that did, too, by the way. Venusaur is so strong. So strong. I'm so happy I have Tailwind up at this point. Usually, if my Sleep Powder misses, then I have to go with another strategy. I have to be way more offensive on the next turn. And I don't like to go for another Sleep Powder. Even though they could have got it off despite the Electric Terrain. That is the one frustrating thing about Rotom. Rotom is so good, but if you set Electric Terrain, you can still fall asleep. It's very frustrating. I still am looking at... It's really weird, like bringing Rotom, I was like, I need to take out the Venusaur, and then Rotom sweeps the rest of the team. And now I'm sitting here in front of this Venusaur, and I'm like, I can just get knock holes into this team before their Venusaur can take out my Rotom. So I'm like, let me just take out this Togekiss. I don't care if Venusaur, clocks me into the next dimension on this next turn. Just let me take out their Charizard, let me take out their Togekiss, and if I'm up against Torkoal and Venusaur in the end, then I'll just try to deal with it because I do have a Tailwind up. That was my thought process. And because we have Electric Terrain up, the Venusaur cannot put to sleep my Pokemon in the back. They can hit my Pokemon in the back hard if they want to. But I believe I brought Incineroar in the back and I brought Gengar in the back. Both of which have a pretty solid matchup against Venusaur. Especially if Electric Terrain is up. Venusaur obviously could outspeed now that they have the Sun. It could put my Pokemon to sleep, but because of Electric Terrain, that is protecting my back Pokemon, which is why I was adamant about getting it up early in the game. It's why I went for Max Lightning twice in a row in the beginning of this game. And yeah, now I have a decision to make. Do I... this is a different Whimsicott now, by the way. This Whimsicott, this is what I do here. This Whimsicott no longer attacks. It used to have U-turn. Now it no longer attacks. It only has status moves because now it has Memento. So now I'm thinking, do I fake Tears one of these Pokemon to try and set Gengar up later? Or do I just Memento, get Gengar in on this next turn, and because they can't switch out, just completely cripple one of their Pokemon and put it at -2 special attack? That's what I decided to do. Oh no, I decided to taunt the Venusaur. Why did I do that? They couldn't put me to sleep. Why did I taunt that Venusaur? Am I stupid? That's weird. What did I have to gain there? Oh, but I remember what happens. I remember what I do. Okay, now I'm like, I need to kill that Venusaur since it was Focus Sash, which you never see on Venusaurs, by the way. Oh my god, I got very lucky in this game. My Whimsicott just dodged a Heat Wave. It still had its Focus Sash intact anyway, so it doesn't totally matter, but it does matter, just for, morale's sake. I want to switch out my Incineroar here because I want to get the Fake Out off. That is what I'm seeing as my only way of killing that Venusaur at this point. And if I can Memento the Torkoal, then I can make it so that the only Pokemon on the field is Gengar. Maybe Gengar goes down, but Torkoal is severely hurt. No, actually, because of Memento, I don't think that a Heat Wave will kill Gengar. And if they go for Sludge Bomb, Gengar's going to resist that too. So let's see what happens here. I don't remember. I just remember I wanted to weaken Torkoal so Gengar could try to take a hit. There goes the Memento. Memento is really good in doubles, way better than I thought it was going to be when I put it on this team. It helps out so much. It helps get in Pokemon that you want in. There's the Sludge Bomb into Gengar. Gengar's going to eat that up. Again, unless Venusaur has Earth Power, it doesn't have a lot to hit Gengar. And yeah, Gengar is able to live the Heat Wave because of the Memento drop. Now we can get in... we can get an Incineroar, and we can fake out that Venusaur, and we can use Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball with Gengar into the Torkoal, which is what I believe I do. Right? Come on, Will. Yeah, and you got to fake out that Venusaur. Now, Sludge Bomb probably won't kill Torkoal, so I'm also like, I need the Memento drop to help me live this Heat Wave with Incineroar. Incineroar needs to live this Heat Wave from this Torkoal. It resists it, but it's still in the sun, and Torkoal is just like really, really strong. So you're gonna see, do I live this Heat Wave? Do I not live this Heat Wave? I actually live on 4. And I disabled their Heat Wave. Now that's just like insult to injury. Hey, Cursed Body is also very good in doubles. It's like way better than, you know, when Gengar had Levitate replaced for Cursed Body, everybody, it hurt Gengar, obviously. Levitate is better than Cursed Body, but Cursed Body is still a really good ability in different situations. Anyway, now I need to outspeed this Torkoal. I'm feeling good about it because I'm jolly, on top of the fact that Incineroar is just faster than Torkoal anyway. But I didn't want to use Flare Blitz because at this point in time, I didn't know if dying to Recoil would lose me the game. And I learned later that it doesn't lose you the game. You would still win. I looked it up right after. But it doesn't matter. We took him out. We won. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Subscribe. Subscribe. Okay? Please, dear God. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get to 200. What do you say? Anyway, till next time. See you later.